Good morning, guys. Tony Maritato here. Welcome to Learn Medicare Billing. So in this episode, I want to talk about hiring clinicians. It doesn't matter the discipline, really. It's about understanding human behavior and personality. So one of my favorite references for this, if you want to go find more information, specifically data-backed information, look at Dan Pink. Dan Pink's video on YouTube about motivation is outstanding. And he shows definitively multiple studies that conclude the higher someone's paid above what's expected for the position, they tend to underperform. And so as clinicians, as business owners, we're excited to grow our practice. We're excited to grow our business. We want to reward those of us that are hardworking because we know that when we were in the W-2 employed staff position, we killed ourselves. And I think this goes to speak to some of the thoughts that you guys should be having as new entrepreneurs, business owners, and employers. So think of yourself for a minute. Go back and I guarantee every single one of you watching this, you worked harder than anybody else, independent of what you were being paid. Most of you were probably being legitimately underpaid, probably making less than other clinicians and certainly admin staff that were working half as much as you. But you didn't work harder for more compensation. You worked harder than everyone else for personal gratification, personal meaning. Like, we tend to embody the idea that I don't care if you pay me $1, $50, $100, I'm going to kill myself to do the best possible job that I can. And so that being said, that is in your nature. That's you as a human being, as an individual. Maybe it comes to, how you were brought up, how you were raised, how you were born. I've got twin boys that are 10 years old right now. I raised them the same. My wife, we interact with them the same. We have the same rules, the same discipline, the same, family philosophy. Yet they were very different personalities. And we always say, like, if we had one, we would probably think we were the best parents in the world because one just came so easy. Everything was natural, whereas the other one wants to fight authority, wants to challenge the status quo, which I'm passionate about that. And I know that was me growing up. There was nobody telling me that I needed to challenge things and make things better. It was an internal drive that made me want to do that. So back to the story at hand, when you're looking to hire that first clinician, I want you to really think and look at the research. As therapists, we should be science-based. Hiring and firing decisions are no different. So look at what it is that's truly important to you, to your business, to your business's culture. Hire based on that. Don't hire based on motivation. Don't hire based on a kind of what you see other people doing, because the reality is nobody else runs your business, and so when you look at the classic model, which seems like, okay, well, I'm going to pay a base rate and I'm going to incentivize and I'm going to bonus, and if you do this much more above and beyond, then you're going to earn this much more. It's a carrot on a stick. And I don't know about you, I don't know about your culture. Certainly there are clinics that operate with this mentality, but I can tell you that for me, I would rather make less. I would rather stay small, but surround myself with people that share my values and my beliefs. And my values are, I don't want somebody to be motivated by the dollar to work harder. I want somebody who's intrinsically motivated to work as hard as they possibly can, independent of compensation, because the act of working hard is what's rewarding. I shared a video on my Facebook feed the other day. It was President Kennedy talking about the first trip to the moon, and his quote was, "We're not doing this because it's easy, we're doing this because it's hard." That's the person, not just the patient that I want to work with, that's the person I want to work by. So if you do go the route of bonuses and incentives, be sure that you're incentivizing the right thing. It's one thing if you say, well, I'm going to incentivize performance and I'm going to measure performance based on units produced. Well, that is not necessarily the culture of your business. That's certainly not the culture of my business. And if I'm incentivizing billable units, now we get into the weeds because, well, an unattended, untimed unit is a unit. So technically, I'm incentivizing that therapist to find the lowest value, highest production unit that can be done, which isn't the service that I want to deliver. You know, it's just like when you have a person working at your front desk, an administrative person. If you incentivize that individual to get the percent of arrivals up, like that sounds totally normal, right? I schedule 10 visits. I want 10 visits on my schedule today. I want them all to arrive. If that's the structure and you're incentivizing 100% arrival rate, well, the best way to get 100% arrival rate is to discharge everybody except the one person who always comes, right? But that's not the goal of the business. We want to find ways to, yes, have 100% arrival rate without sacrificing those individuals who have a hard time coming to therapy. So just be aware of the things that you incentivize. Be aware of the culture of your company. Understand what your true goal is, and then look at making hiring decisions based on that. Let your culture be your guide, and don't necessarily listen to the popular advice that's out there because it doesn't apply to you. I hope this was helpful, guys. I'll catch you on the next video.